How many more women are going to engage in this ridiculous ceremony? There are a few comedians that come to mind when I think of women that classify themselves as comedians and they're also not funny and chronically single. Women like Leslie Jones, Ali Wong, Chelsea Handler, Ellen DeGeneres, other women like that. They're chronically single. They're also not funny, and they're even probably on the rainbow. But
He's out of line, but he's right.
that's another story. But in any case, Tiffany Haddish, the only reason that she has a career is because Kevin Hart got her out of her car where she was living and continues to give her roles, even though the only way she's funny is because people are laughing at her, not with her. You understand what I'm saying?
He's right,
But she had a failed relationship with Common. She had a marriage that damn near nobody knew about, okay? And everybody that she tries to date, she shames or nobody's picking her, all right? And so because of that, she has decided to do the one thing that every woman does, and they have an epiphany they need to somehow work on themselves, is that they marry themselves. I mean,
Nick, you're
okay,
stupid.
so here we go with this again. Another woman that does it, right? Tiffany Haddish reveals her surprise marriage on road trip. I want to hold myself accountable.
Enemy spotted.
Now, I do think this was some type of publicity stunt for her show that she's got. As you can see here, Tiffany Haddish goes off. It's on the screen right there. She has a show. I don't know if it's on, I don't know, Peacock or freaking Tubi or one of these, African-American networks, something like that, I guess. But in any case, she went and married herself and says, this is how I'm going to work on myself and blah, blah, blah. So let's get into how Tiffany Haddish has this ceremony in Africa, of all places, and how she's going to try to make herself better for another mate in the future. Wedding bells are ringing for Tiffany Haddish. During a vacation to Africa with some gal pals, the actress and comedian had a surprise wedding ceremony and married herself. Now, real quick, let's go into the history, if you will, of this thing called sologamy, aka marrying yourself. This from 2023. These women all wanted a symbolic expression of self-love, so they married themselves. Now let's scroll down here. All right. The practice is called sologamy. Its adherence may be onto something experts say. It says right here. Where is it? They describe the act as symbolic expression of self-love and affirmation of a deep, meaningful relationship with one's self. They also say it has nothing to do with swearing off future partnerships with a spouse, which they say is a popular misconception. Now, I mean, maybe, yes, it is that because you marry yourself that you don't want anybody. But again, somebody on the outside looking in says you're going to marry yourself. What do you think they're going to believe it means? All right. You're not marrying another person. You're not marrying another animal or inanimate object. You're marrying yourself. What do you think people are going to think about that? But this practice has been done as early as 2023 in Sex and the City. And there's actually, they said, a case of somebody else that did it, another female that did it in the mid 90s. All right. So there you go. Sologamy. Back to the article. Quote, I thought to do that because first I want to have a little party. Haddish, 45, exclusively told the Post. Second, also, I want to hold myself accountable for some things. The girls trip star went on a real-life trip through Africa with her 4 best friends in the new Peacock docuseries Tiffany Haddish Goes Off, premiering November 13th. So the show was already aired, I assume. And as you can see here, I believe this is part of the show. I think it's, some thing that they did to make the show pop off, right? And mind you, the only thing that Tiffany Haddish is known for is the movie Girls Trip, all right? She's done stand-up since then. She's had, smaller roles in other movies and I think smaller TV shows, but nobody really thinks Tiffany Haddish is funny again because she comes off as so, I gotta say it, but she comes off so ghetto and loud and brash. I believe that people are actually laughing at her and not with her, and that's why people find her so funny, because she's a character or caricature, not really comedically funny. She explained that to her friends and to the world, it might look like she's doing well, but that there are things that I have not been honoring for me. Haddish is coming off a stint that included 2 DUI arrests in 2022 and 2023.
Damn. I'm sorry.
The actress also received backlash on social media in 2004 when she posted a TikTok during her trip to Africa, marveling at the fact that Zimbabwe had a grocery store, which is very insulting to the Zimbabwe people and the larger continent of Africa. I feel like it was just a constant attack on her when she didn't have any bad intent, her friend Sparkle Clark, who appeared on the show, told the Post. I just talked to Tiffany and I was like, I think that before you post on social media, you should call us or talk to us about it first, she recalled. Tiffany is not a person who they make her out to be. She really has a kind heart. But see, the problem is she doesn't think before she posts, and she doesn't think before she speaks. And she believes that because she has the title of comedian, quote unquote, that people won't take her words or her, actions serious. But again, in the era of the world we're in the era of social media, of social media that we're in, everything that you post will literally be taken serious, especially if you have a big name. Well, I'm not gonna say big name, but if you're a known person such as Tiffany Haddish, like me posting something on Twitter, X, Instagram, whatever, Facebook, it's not gonna have as much weight or as much relevance or validation as somebody like her. And I don't think she's figured that out yet, even though, again, she's a known person. While I don't think she's funny, people do respect the things that she says. And so when she says something and, oh, wow, I didn't mean it like that, but you're Tiffany Haddish, right? Even though I don't think you're funny, and I think your career is as a comedian, as actors on life support, but people still listen to you, okay? From the ninja community mostly. Haddish said that getting on social media backlash feels like walking on a Lego. I've got to be more careful about what I post, she noted. It's irritating, but it's part of the business. You just not figured that out, right? In the series, Haddish travels with her childhood friends, Selena Martin, Shermana Long, and Clark, through locations including Zimbabwe, Cape Town, and South Africa. Their friendships predate her fame. Okay, all right. Quote, what an honor that these women have gone on this journey, this life journey with me since we were little girls. But it is also a testament on how awesome we all are at communication. I think a lot of friendships fall apart because they don't communicate, Haddish told the Post. She recalled a time she did a radio interview and one of her friends called her a week later to tell her that she'd been, quote unquote, hurtful. We're going to talk about it. We have conversations and it leads to much growth. So to be able to go to Africa together is something that I've been talking about for years. Now, there's something I do want to touch on real quick, and this won't take long, but why do black people think that going to Africa is somehow going to make them somehow more enlightened or feel better? I mean, yes, it's great to know where we originated from, of course, because us as black, FBA, whatever you want like to call us, we did come over here from Africa originally, way back when slavery first began. However, we don't have any of the problems that the people in Africa have besides slavery. And the African people, they do share some similarities with us, but make no mistake, African people, in my opinion, unless you're Pan-African, shout out Dr. Umar.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
You don't identify with the African struggle, and the African people don't identify with the American struggle. In essence, we're two different people that share the same skin color, if you ask me. And that's how I see it, okay? Let's continue. She quipped that her bad friends didn't make it and didn't get to go on a trip. Her bad friends, right? Her close pals, however, were in attendance for her impromptu marriage ceremony to herself. Okay.
Nick, you're stupid.
Her close pals. Haddish was previously married to William Stewart from 2008 to 2013, and she was in a relationship with Common rapper 53 from 2020 to 2021. These are the only two relationships that anybody identifies her with. I mean,
Nick, you're stupid.
you are 45, and the only two people that you've ever been either seen with or known to be with was your ex-husband and then Common. That's it. You're 45 years old. So, and this tells me again, she's been with other people in between that you just didn't know because they weren't important, right? You know what I mean? So they don't count. But these two people, of course they do because they were in public. This marriage to me has been going very good. We have been having a fantastic time seeing who our third is going to be. Haddish joked, who is going to be the third wheel.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Man, I mean, this is not even funny, really. Okay, who are the third wheel's gonna be? And she probably said that in a joking manner too. Like, okay, Haddish is also close with comedian Kevin Hart, as she has previously talked about how he gave her money to rent a hotel room during a period in her life when she was homeless and living in her car. When asked if she told friends like Hart she is now married, she quit. You just told him. Wait a minute, where is it? You just told him. Yeah, great. It's not everybody's business that I'm in a relationship with me. Yeah. I mean, first of all, my relationship with me is my relationship. So I haven't told everybody she went on. Sometimes I wear my wedding ring and people are like, oh my God, where'd you get that? I'm like, Africa, I'm married. Haddish said that it's had a surprising impact on her dating life. Quote, I'm getting more dates now when I tell men I'm married. If you tell a man you're married, but you're willing to go out with him, he's like, oh, she's a freak. In my opinion, this was a dig at men because now you're basically saying that we don't have any, maybe, I don't know, we don't have any self-control, that we're willing to, sleep with a married woman. To be fair, she has a point there, to be honest, but you're in a marriage with yourself, and so you're gonna get with this guy, and then afterwards you're gonna say, oh well, yeah, oh by the way, I'm married to myself, not anybody else, and he's gonna look at you like you're a weirdo, right? Even though morally he's probably doing something wrong because he got with you knowing you were married, but still, this whole situation just sounds ridiculous to me as a man. I'm sorry. Haddish said that it's had a surprising, okay, never mind, I read that. The Emmy Award-winning actress said that she does think marriage is important. Quote, if you're going to keep any promises in life, the promises you make to yourself are the main ones you need to be keeping. That's the longest relationship you're going to have. And there's no ceremony for you to you. There's no ceremony for that, she explained. So F it, I'm marrying me. All right. She's gonna marry her. She married herself on the show with her other three besties, I guess. And she said that I guess things are looking up now that she's actually looking up, right? Look at that, right? So I guess, she's feeling good about herself now that she's gone through with this. Hope it works out for her. Again, I don't think she's funny, and I don't think this marriage to herself is gonna help her find any more suitable mates. But I wish her the best in this ridiculous sham. And with that being said, thank you for watching another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about Tiffany Haddish and other women that decide to marry themselves to somehow get more in tune with their inner self and figure out their life that they couldn't do if they just went on ahead and make some necessary changes. They had to marry themselves to figure all this stuff out, right? To go through the sham of how do I put this? Ruining the marriage, the ceremony that is marriage, to somehow get some clarity. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. Please, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. We're out of the door, and I'll see you on the next video.